Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Tom Bromley Talks Cars. Today I'm driving something rather different. This is Land Rover's best-selling car ever, the Range Rover Evoque. And I'm eager to ascertain what has fueled the UK's seemingly insatiable appetite for the small SUV. What has this car got to offer? I'm intrigued. Hopping into an Evoque is like sitting in your favourite old trusted armchair, super comfortable. And then inside, this doesn't feel like a budget Range Rover, this feels like a high quality item. We've got nice materials like this brushed aluminium going up here. In front of me, the steering wheel, we've got a lot of buttons going on here. Looks slightly complicated if I'm honest. But then everything in the cabin, you've got a nice ergonomical layout. We've got two cup holders positioned down there, and also under the armrest, we have heaps of storage with USB charging ports for your phones. Very, very useful. Nice. Decided to take the Evoque out into its natural habitat. We've gone into the countryside and we're driving towards Malvern Hills, because really that is where this car is supposed to be driven, out in the country, across muddy fields, through water. However, I'm sure 99.9% of these vehicles that are bought will never see those conditions. In fact, the majority of them will just be taken into towns, cities, for the school run, stuff like that. The Evoque starts at a smidge over £30,000 for the SE spec car, or you can go all the way up to £55,000 if you go for a fully loaded Autobiography edition. In 2017, Range Rover added the terrible convertible to the Evoque lineup, which is going to set you back £45,000 starting, and in my opinion just looks absolutely atrocious. So I don't know why anyone would decide to go for one of those. Now the car I'm in today, this is slightly different to the majority of the Evoques you probably have seen on the road before. Now this car is a coupe, which most people didn't decide to opt for, and it also has a 2-litre turbo engine which produces 240 brake. Now the reason you don't see many of these cars about is because, to be honest, it's terrible on fuel. Range Rover claimed 36 miles per gallon, and I think that is a tad optimistic. So far, since I've been driving the car, I have averaged 17.3 miles per gallon. So I think that gives you an idea as to what this car will be like to run if you're enthusiastic with your right foot. And the thing is, you will be enthusiastic with your right foot, because we've got 0 to 60 in 7.6 seconds and 135 miles an hour, which for an Evoque is pretty impressive. If I put the car over into sport mode, for an SUV that weighs 1.6 tons, we've got effortless grunt. It's smooth as well, a nice smooth 6-speed gearbox. But then, to be honest, for a car like this, it's not supposed to be driven quickly. It's a cruiser. It's designed for you to just waft along and enjoy the ride. The more time I spent driving the Evoque, the clearer it became why this little SUV has been a runaway success for Jaguar Land Rover. Through a set of corners, naturally you expect everything to fall apart for the baby range, but the Evoque remains composed with only slight hints of body roll. The raised ride height makes you, the driver, feel important, offers excellent visibility, and cocoons you in a reassuring blanket of security. Up close to the Evoque, you realise it's a deceptively small car, yet
Surprisingly, inside it doesn't feel compromised in terms of space. Yes, the rear window is a tad on the small side, but an extensive suite of parking sensors and cameras makes general manoeuvring a breeze. Driving an Evoque is never a taxing experience. Long journeys are a joy thanks to the immensely comfortable, luxurious leather seats, whilst the automatic gearbox makes town driving a doddle. And if a time arose when you did need to drive off-road, you could put all your trust into the miniature range, as it's hailed as having genuine off-road ability. The Evoque is like a Swiss Army knife, multi-purpose and ticks many different boxes. And I think this is a strong indicator as to why small SUVs are currently all the flavour.
The main things I like about the Evoque, first of all, it has to be the styling. I think it looks super smart. The 20-inch wheels, they're cool, gives the car a really beefy appearance, and it's a car I'd be happy to be seen in every day. The ease of drive has to be another key thing I really like about the Evoque. You can just hop into this car, go for a nice, relaxing, quiet cruise. And then on the other side of the coin, what are the things that I really don't like about the Evoque? First of all, it has to be the infotainment system. It's honestly quite dated, and I don't think it's fit for the car it's in. It's quite sluggish, and the sat-nav seems to have a mind of its own, but it's a very well-rounded package, the Evoque, and it's hard to pick many significant faults in it. So Jordan just asked me a really interesting question, and for anyone who does know who Jordan is, he's my cameraman sat next to me. Jordan asked, are you going to miss the Evoque once you've given it back? And honestly, I'm not. And the reason for that is I like sporty, loud, fast, uncomfortable cars. That's why I drive a stupid, girly little MX-5. And as pleasant and as lovely and as comfortable as this Evoque is, I just don't need anything like this in my life at the moment. But it's the Evoque, it's the sort of car I'd want my girlfriend to drive. I'd want her to drive this car, pick me up, so I can just relax and chill and be driven to my destination. But is it a car that I would want to drive on a day-to-day basis myself? No. Today, I wanted to identify why so many people are buying these small SUVs. The Evoque, now this is Land Rover's most successful selling vehicle ever, and that's a seriously impressive accolade. Being a Range Rover, this car has a rich utilitarian heritage, meaning we expect versatility, and that's exactly what we have here. But I think the real reason why people are buying the Evoque, why you see them absolutely everywhere, is because it looks fantastic, because of the style, and it turns a few heads on the road too. Now that is the reason people are buying the Evoque. Pick it up and start again. You've got a second chance, you could go home, escape it all, it's just irrelevant. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, then please do hit that wonderful subscribe button. Give it a thumbs up and let me know what you thought in the comments box below. Until next time, cheers. Just medicine.